In a town, 1/5 of all cars are silver in color. 2 cars pass the gate of a school. The incomplete tree diagram gives the possible color combinations. And so here we have the probability of the first car being silver. That's going to be 1/5. And that makes sense because 1/5 of all cars are silver. And so that means that if this is 1/5, this one right here must be 4/5, because the way how this works is that when you add this and this, it should give you 1. And it does give us 1 because 1/5 plus 4/5 gives us 5/5, and 5/5 is 1. And so if your first car is silver, what's the probability of your second car being silver? Now remember, based on the question, 1/5 of all the cars are silver. And so that means that the probability of your second car being silver is 1/5. What's the probability of not silver, right? The second car not being silver. Well, if this is 1/5, then this one is going to be 4/5, because when you add these two, it should give you 5/5, which is 1. And so if this is 1/5, this one automatically is 4/5, right? Now we have this one. If the probability of, let's say that the first car is not silver, and the probability of that happening is 4/5. And so let's say that your first car was not silver. What's the probability of your second car being silver? So if your first car was not silver, what's the probability of the second car being silver? Now the probability of the second car being silver is definitely 1/5, because 1/5 of all cars in the town are silver. So this is going to be 1/5. And if this is 1/5, then that means that this one right here must be 4/5, because when you add these two, you must get 5/5, which is 1. And so we have completed the tree diagram. Okay, next it says calculate the probability that both cars are silver. Okay, so both cars are silver. That means that your first car is silver, and the probability of that happening is 1/5. And that means that the second car must also be silver, because both cars are silver, and the probability of that happening is 1/5 as well. So the probability that both cars are silver is going to be 1/5 multiplied by 1/5. And we got that from our tree diagram. Next, we multiply. We have 1 times 1, which is simply 1, and we have 5 times 5, which is 25. So the probability that both cars are silver is 1/25. Next, we have to determine the probability that only one car is silver. Only one car is silver. And so what is the probability that only one car is silver? Well, this can happen in 2 ways, right? The first way is that your first car could be silver, but your second car is not silver. In that way, only one car is silver, and that is the first car. And so what is the probability of that? The probability of the first car is silver and the second car is not silver. But the probability of that happening is going to be 1/5. This is 1/5 multiplied by 4/5. And so we have 1/5 multiplied by 4/5. 1 times 4 is definitely 4. And 5 times 5 is definitely 25. So the probability that the first car is silver and the second car is not silver is 4/25. Next, we have to do the probability. Next, we have to consider another way. So there's another way that we could have only one car as silver. We can have the first car not being silver, but the second car must be silver. So only one car is silver in the second one, because only one car is silver in the second way, and that one car that is silver is the second car. So the first car is not silver, but the second car is silver. And so what is the probability of that? Well, the probability that the first car is not silver and the second car is silver is going to be 4/5 multiplied by 1/5. And so we have 4/5 multiplied by 1/5. 4 times 1 is definitely 4, and 5 times 5 is definitely 25. So the probability that the first car is not silver and the second car is silver is 4/25. Next, we have to determine the probability that only one car is silver. Remember, this can happen in 2 ways, right? And the 2 ways we just outlined. What are the 2 ways? The 2 ways is the first way, which we have in blue. The first car is silver, but the second car is not silver. And it can happen also in the green way, right? The first car is not silver, but the second car is silver. In both ways, only one car is silver. And so that means if you want to figure out the probability that only one car is silver, we're going to add these 2 probabilities. So we have 4/25 plus 4/25, and when we add them, it gives us 8/25. So the probability that only one car is silver is going to be 8/25. And that's the answer to this question.